And welcome to another one of my tutorials for setting up images for newsprint. In other tutorials we've talked about toning, color management, and how to set images up and get images properly toned or quickly toned for newsprint reproduction. This tutorial we're going to talk about effective image resolution. That is, in other words, the final image resolution of an ad or of an image in an ad that is placed on a page. A lot of times things are scaled really large, or they're scaled really small, when really these images should be properly adjusted in Photoshop and then placed on the page in InDesign. The benefit for that is to be a little bit more size friendly and resolution print friendly. That the big thing is, if you don't scale properly and you have a really large file in Photoshop and you just place it in InDesign, you could have a 40 or 50 megabyte placed file in InDesign, and if you have a few of these, you're talking anywhere from 100 to 300 megabytes. These things pose as rip killers. They're not friendly. They're hard to pass from computer to computer or over the internet. You most certainly won't be able to email them, and you definitely will have problems compressing them and dealing with these files. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out by showing how to adjust this in Photoshop. And I did touch on this a little bit in the toning tutorial, but I have an image right now that's actually open on my screen. It's an alligator. I will use this to place into an ad a sample ad that I have built for demonstration purposes to show you. You go under image size, and you could see that the resolution here is, well, it's 24 inches wide by 18 inches high. There's no way I'm going to be able to place that on a page. And the resolution is 180. Well, we want to resample this image. But first, we want to get this image down to a manageable size. Let's go to the InDesign document first, and let's see what size box I'm dealing with here. The box is 4.1708. Will be my image placement box. So basically, I want an image that's going to be, I would err to the side and round up. We want an image that's 4.2 inches wide. So let's go back to here and let's resample this. And if I take off resample, you will see what it does to the image resolution and how it impacts it profoundly. So 4.2, and we have a height of 3.15, but look at, this is where it's called effective image resolution or final image resolution. Had you just scaled that in InDesign, it would have changed the final image resolution to 1028 and a half. That's huge, and we're still dealing with a 40 megabyte size document here. That is just ridiculously huge, and we're going to have to resample this. Now that we had the size set, we're going to change the resolution to 200, and now we went from a 40 megabyte file down to a 1.51 megabyte file, and this is totally easy to work with now. And of course, at this point, I would advise you to go ahead and start stepping through and changing the image color space and going into all that. But for the purposes of our tutorial just on image resolution, I want to take us into the next step and skip the toning process and the color management process and get this placed on a page inside of InDesign so that you can see how this works. But first, let's save this as a duplicate file, and we'll call this Gator 2, and I'll just save that to my desktop. And well, actually, let's save that as an EPS file, and we'll call it Gator 2 to the desktop. And now when we come back to the next part of the series of the tutorial, I will show you how to place this on the page and what to look for.